So allegedly, Diddy and Steve Harvey were in a 25-year secret relationship.
To apply warm baby oil. Take a washcloth, run it under the hot water till you can't stand it no more. Then wring it out. Then saturate the washcloth. I am a baby oil specialist. Buy this for your guy, ladies, but you are the beneficiary.
Steve Harvey also goes on to talk about how he puts baby oil on his lips. Now, right now, all this is just alleged, all this is just hearsay. But the footage doesn't make it look good for you, Steve. And then on top of that, I honestly forgot about these two. Diddy with Steve Harvey's stepdaughter, Lori Harvey. Remember, they dated for a bit, and I also thought she dated his son, but I'm not necessarily sure about that. And then here's them again on vacation. You got Lori Harvey, Diddy, and Steve Harvey. Now, if you're confused with all this, I'm just as confused as y'all. Also, if you remember the Cat Williams and Shannon Sharpe interview, Cat Williams warns us about Diddy, how you gotta stay away from Diddy, you gotta say no to Diddy. And he also had negative things to say about Steve Harvey. I am just a messenger here, don't shoot the messenger. Y'all let me know in the comments what y'all think. Is this whole thing just a conspiracy theory? Or is Steve Harvey involved or has been involved with Diddy and his Diddy escapades? Y'all let me know in the comments.
He's really in jail. His head is really gray because he's not dying that shit no more. Cassie's really pregnant.
He's stressed out.
And Cassie's pregnant on stand and shit.
He could get the dye kid in there.
Oh, I don't know what he's doing.
He could get the dye
Are you
kid.
sure?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know what the fuck is going on.
Somebody could dye his joint in there, even if it's the Muslim joint, the red joint.
He's rocking it out. He said, I want them to feel
yeah, he wants them to be like, yo, I'm an old man. Don't send me, don't lock me in.
Don't do this to me. And then the kids are showing up.
Yeah.
Don't do this from my kids. It's crazy.
Yeah. I don't keep up with on it. I mean, I hear the highlights, news, stuff like that, but I don't tap into it, bro.
But I understand that, but based on what you're hearing now, what do you think? What are your thoughts?
I mean, if he's beating somebody up, really nobody should put hands on females.
At the end of the day,
That's all I want to know, Earl.
I mean, that's it.
Just let me know if you feel that. At least that,
bro.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. You know what I mean? You need some therapy. You know what I mean?
The thing is with that is that he's one of his. I don't think his charges are related to his abuse necessarily. It's related to sex trafficking.
Yeah.
But the missing piece is that I can't remember where. I think that's why I watched the documentary on it.
The TMZ joint?
Not even the TMZ joint. It's some shit on Hulu. It's like
okay.
You listening to the people that was in the court
Okay,
talking to the camera and whatnot. But it's interesting because Diddy. First of all, did y'all know that Diddy overdosed?
Yeah.
I missed that.
Gene Deal was saying that when he was first working with him, Diddy wasn't on no drugs. And there's a point now he's smoking weed, he's doing pills, ketamine, all that. Yeah.
Man, he worked. Talking about black fatigue, he's all up in that. He needs
Talking
something.
about black fatigue.
Yeah, here we go now.
he needed that to. I'm wide awake. No.
What's it called? What is funny about it is, okay, I got a clip for you.
He take IV fluids. You seen him talking with his mom with IV bags.
Wow.
Like,
yeah. I'm out of that loop, bro.
That's fine.
Dang.
I got a clip for you. Now you're not gonna be out the loop anymore.
You plug it in. Let's see what's going on here.
Y'all, the way that Cassie was looking on that thing yesterday, first of all, they're talking to her about the drug use. And the day before, remember I told you guys, they were asking her about the drug use and asking her how she would resupply on drugs. Like, who gave her the drug dealer's contacts and stuff like that. And she said, Diddy. And when she said that, I watched Diddy in court look at her like, girl, what? Yesterday on the stand, they said, okay, so let's talk about your drug use, right? Because is it or is it not true that, both of you guys were using drugs, but Diddy was still able to run multiple businesses and ran down a list of everything he was doing. He was more functioning. And she was like, yeah, I mean, you could say that. And then they go into having a conversation about the fact that at one point in time, Puff was calling drug dealers and telling them to stop serving Cassie because she was so bad off. She was worse off on drugs than he was. And Cassie admitted that was happening. The day before that, though, they painted it as if she was lost in this whole drug abuse thing that was caused and spiraled out by Puff. Yesterday, the conversation was, no, you were making choices on your own, to the point where he was even having to intervene with some of her friends because he didn't like how much drugs she was doing. He was trying to like protect the way that they were doing. Like they were doing their things,
Right.
but he was trying to make sure that it was, from what they're alleging, that it was a lot more safe. And she didn't push back on it.
I thought they were saying. I thought Diddy's team was saying that Diddy was also on drugs really bad, and they were trying to say that's why he didn't remember putting hands on her.
But he even said he
He OD'd, yes. So look, they never, and this is why I'm saying the prosecution left their star witness out there looking crazy, because Diddy's team has never ran from any of that. They have talked about his drug use. Yesterday, it did come up in court that he overdosed at this around the time that Whitney Houston passed away, right?
Was he rushed to the hospital when he overdosed?
Yeah, they said they took him to the hospital. It was like a whole thing. They didn't go into a lot of detail about it, and I have been trying to get more information on that, because for a lot of us in the courtroom, we were like, wait, what? How did this happen? How did he overdose? And the world never knew. But that's how bad their drug use was. But he was always able to like keep himself together and not like fall off, and able to like try and like go through like withdrawals and stuff to get off of it. She was having a bit of a harder time from what it seemed like, to the point where he was encouraging her to go to rehab, and she admitted she did go to like a wellness spa and things of that nature. But I think the reason why I brought that up is because Puff's team did try and use that as a defense, right? And she tried to do that as well. But the way that everything is coming out now is really seeming like, okay, what we saw happen to her in that video, and the other things that I know happened to her because we've seen photos of the bruises and things like that, right, is not okay. But the way that they were able to almost humanize, like, okay, he had a lot of drugs in him too. If we're going to give her a pass for, being drugged up and, not being able to make her own decisions,
They got a
we
good
shouldn't
defense.
have that conversation about him too, is what they were able to
They were
accomplish
both drugged
yesterday.
up a lot.
Yeah, and they used her to do it.
That's what I was telling you, Lauren.
You gotta do the defense. Only thing
You
I'm
go
saying
crazy,
is
'cause
they got
everything-
pictures of Diddy with his mama in the living room getting IV fluids. Was she getting IV fluids too? Because if you get IV fluids, even though you drugged up, you could function because you're hydrating your body to a point where
That's crazy.
it could balance out
Right.
the fog that's in there.
No, Mal, we talking.
Yeah.
Earl, after you got presented with evidence
Listen, I'm just a student, bro.
Right,
I'm learning to see what's going on.
Yo,
out here.
when you
think
get
based
rich,
off of
when
what-
you get rich, get IV fluids, bro.
That's what I'm hearing.
Also,
What's it, vitamin C?
if
Vitamin C?
you want drugs too, but you gotta be on that's
Nah, yeah.
that's what we talking about.
Even if you're not on drugs and you tired and fatigued, black fatigue,
Yeah.
IV fluids bounce you right back.
That's you right back.
Clearly,
Reborn.
it worked for
Reborn.
Diddy.
Interesting.
That's the Diddy approach.
That's a
Yeah.
good approach.
Yes. What do you think about what you said?
I mean, I just heard what I heard, and I guess I have no comment on that, bro.
Yo, Earl ain't never snitched.
Nah. Yeah.
Bro,
But see, that's good cop, bad cop. I like that.
Yeah.
You're gonna be like, yo, did Mel do that? I ain't seen nothing. I'm there snitching on
That's a
myself.
fact.
Like, yo, I did it! You know what I'm saying?
For that, I'm not mad at that.
You know what I mean?
What do you think, Mel?
Okay, so
Since you've seen it and you got things to say.
what I think is now that
It's interesting.
I think
it's got layers now.
I think Cassie should have just took the money and ran.
Right.
Because now that you're talking and
The story's opening up.
they're saying that, okay, look, Diddy had to tell the dealer, yo, stop selling her drugs. It's not about my tab being ran up. Just stop giving it to her. She bugging.
Yeah, it's trying to
Stop serving the friends. Stop serving everybody. I don't care what party it is. I don't care what name. Yeah, it's a Diddy night, but no. The drugs come through me. Don't serve her nothing, right?
So you think that's gonna work in his favor?
It's going to have some weight.
Absolutely.
Only
yeah.
because it ain't even really about Cassie and it's supposed to be a RICO, sex trafficking, right?
Right. Different things.
So I'm trying to get her off of drugs. I can function on drugs. A lot of this stuff that y'all accusing me of is because she can't not function on drugs. Right?
I mean, that plays a part.
That's what it's good. That's the case they painting.
Sean Diddy Combs is facing several federal charges, including racketeering, conspiracy, sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion, and transportation for purposes of prostitution. So, like, even with this, like, I think it tips the scales a little bit, but it also still falls in the category because if she's on drugs, that's a part of coercion. That's a part of. That's not necessarily part of transportation, but that's like she's like, and she's one of many too. So it's like this is literally the beginning of the trials. The trials might go on for probably at least a month, if not more.
Till December.
Yeah, till December. Damn.
Yeah, because other people gonna come forward.
December is crazy. It's May.
I know.
They're gonna stretch that.
But yo, bro,
they're gonna stretch it.
This is news. And look.
I don't know. Shit, I don't know.
This is how they do it.
Let me tell you how it works. It's about to be summer.
Uh-huh.
Ain't nobody gonna be paying attention to this. We're gonna bring out the key witnesses when it start getting cold and everybody's in the crib to watch this joint.
So now that's one thing that they said is that they thought, some people think that Cassie is the big guns.
Nah.
She not even the big guns?
Little Rod. Where's Little Rod at? Little Rod spoke yet?
Who the fuck is that?
That's the producer that said, did me like this and did he bent me like this and made me watch him take a shower and son ain't speak yet.
Okay.
They waiting for the winter for that. When everybody's in the crib and they came from work and it started getting dark at 5 p.m.
Y'all think this is gonna go to the winter?
I believe
Bro,
so.
they always stretch it
We're
out.
gonna have to revisit this.
No,
in
you
the
know what?
winter.
I believe so. In the
That's
summer when we
crazy.
barbecuing and we out,
Bro, they
because
stretching it.
we ain't gonna really hit too much. We gonna hit the Cassie thing is just to be like, all right. Ain't nobody gonna be on their phone like when it get cold, when the leaves start falling, and they like, yo, now we're trying to wrap up the Diddy case, and we got so and so, and now we're bringing in Mano, and now we're bringing in this one, and now. Yeah, I went to a party, but I left early. All right, cool. Next, I stubbed my toe, and I blacked out, and I woke up 21 days later. And
so you think, okay, so because that's why I was questioning, because the people that have been brought to the stand are like Cassie, I think a bodyguard, I think Dawn Richards from one of his old groups and whatnot. So you think other people will be brought into it at like celebrity wise? Like I knew that was what I was thinking at first, but then when I see how the trials are actually going, I thought they were gonna go that way. But if it's gonna be stretched, then that makes sense.
I think
personally,
I think it's gonna be stretched.
It's gonna be stretched, bro.
Okay.
Yeah.
How long did?
I'm not. That's why I'm dead ass. I'm not familiar.
How long? OJ?
Exactly.
I was just gonna
Let me
bring that up,
know
but
how long did that last?
I don't know. Let's look it
bro,
up.
they stretched that, bro.
How?
And they
OJ.
knew the glove didn't fit the second day.
OJ.
But look at even Cosby.
How long? I don't know how long that.
One woman accused him, and how many came forward after?
Hello.
Okay.
And they stretched that shit out.
They had the hotline in Texas, like yo, the Diddy. Like,
The OJ Simpson trial from jury
6 years?
from jury selection to verdict
6
lasted for approximately 11 months.
oh wow.
It seemed long. You sure, bro?
From November 9th, 1994 to October 3rd,
I might be wrong.
1995.
I might be wrong.
No. What?
They might wrap Diddy up quick then.
You think so?
Yeah.
They
Because
say
look,
that
That's weird.
they do say that they do say that this is the biggest case of our generation or whatnot.
Okay.
Like, so it's like it could be as big or in the same ballpark as
So
OJ.
look, they might wrap.
Because OJ
Diddy.
was a lot smaller. Like that was a very intimate case or whatnot.
They might
obviously.
wrap Diddy up and bring Tory back into court. We don't know.
All right.
Hey, if you guys like this video, make sure you check out these videos where we talk more about music, dating, and real life situations. Thank you for supporting the podcast. Make sure you check out these videos and make sure you subscribe. Peace.